Okay, thanks so much. I'm really excited to be here. I'm going to give you a really nutshell version of Ruby Receptionists about who we are and why we do what we do. So I'm going to start with our core values, because that's really the foundation of everything that we do at Ruby. And really, these are what help us drive toward our ultimate mission as an organization, which is to inspire those real personal connections with the people that we interact with every single day. So that's the super brief, most brief version I can possibly give you in 20 seconds version of what Ruby is and what we stand for. The really cool thing about that is how we go about that is really about our leadership, right? And one of our core leadership philosophies is incent, inspire, and empower. So this is one of the biggest ways that we make that connection happen every single day. We incent our teams to go out there and live and breathe our core values every day. We inspire them by sharing stories and celebrating successes. And then we empower them to go out there and do what they're going to do to make those connections. And my first story is really about a really cool empowerment opportunity, and it also involves chickens. A bizarre number of Ruby stories involve chickens. I cannot explain that, and I won't attempt to, but this receptionist just happened to have this brief connection, and she felt empowered to just tug on that thread, to just expand on that connection and see what would happen. And it ended up turning a happy customer into a delighted one. So here's what happened. The receptionist got a call for our customer from their local farm and feed store, calling with an update for our customer about their chickens. So the receptionist hears chickens. Customer has chickens. I love chickens. I need to wow this customer's chickens. So she decides to do that. She wanders over to our WOW station, which is something that we have in all of our locations at Ruby. And these are centers where any team member can walk right up, grab a gift, package it in Ruby branded paper, and send it along to a customer. We have all sorts of gifts in these stations, and they're really cool. Sadly, they're kind of lacking in the chicken gift department. So it didn't quite work for her, but Ruby also maintains an Amazon account that any team member can access at any time to purchase a gift for a customer and send it along. So that's what she did. She purchased chicken things. I don't know what chickens need, but she purchased those things, sent it along to the customer, and the customer was blown away. He sent this really heartfelt response that it was just really meaningful to him, and he was really moved by these chicken treats. And that's the best thing about this story, is it's such a small gesture. She spent maybe $10, sent some chicken treats, and just like that, this customer feels truly connected to us and feels like we're helping him to drive his mission, which is exactly what we're going for. Woo, we're already going there. Okay, so this is an example of how that mission to connect really plays out in the day-to-day. And the really cool thing about it is it often results in our customers wowing us. So they will feel so connected to us that they want to turn it around and do something special for us. It's often cupcakes, for better or worse, but sometimes it's a little bit more unique, which is more about what my next story is about. So imagine it's a Friday afternoon. All of the coworkers have left for the day. Your close sign is on the door. You are ready to get out there and party. You are ready to start your weekend, and the phone rings. What do you do? If you're a Ruby customer, you probably care a lot about those calls, so you answer it. And of course, there's a delightful Ruby receptionist on the other end of the line, and she commends you for taking that call, cheers you on because you're so close to the weekend, and makes a joke about how there's nobody here but us chickens. Yes, this story has chickens too. And you share a laugh, and that's that, right? Except it's not, because this is Ruby, so she feels empowered to tug on that thread, to expand on that connection with a handwritten note card. Nothing crazy, nothing jazzy, just a little note that says it was great chatting with you and I hope you enjoyed your weekend. And a little drawing of some chickens to expand on that connection, of course. But again, the customer was blown away and she reciprocated in kind. She sent her own handwritten note card to that receptionist along with a wow gift of her own. Chicken flingers. Which are a thing I have never heard of before, but are apparently pretty interesting. But just like that, again, that customer feels connected to us, to our organization, to what we're doing, and the receptionist feels inspired and empowered by the work that she's doing. And that's really what we're going for. And the really cool thing about all of these stories, about all of our stories at Ruby, is that the people involved in these connections are rewarded for making them. Again, incent, inspire, empower. So we want to make sure that we're rewarding the behavior that we see. Not only with chicken flingers, also with actual cash incentives, and by making a big deal out of it. We like to spread those stories far and wide. We like to put them up on our walls. We want to inspire our team to not only go out and make those stories happen themselves, but to do it in a way that's really unique to them. Because everything at Ruby, again, ties back to that empowerment piece. People powered, that's really big at Ruby. Live our core values, drive toward our mission, be a part of our culture, but do it in a way that is uniquely you. And that serves two purposes. One, it's more meaningful to the person that's actually engaging in the work. And two, the results are they're more them, they're more personal, they're more connected. So it ends up creating a really cool environment for our team. And when you have that combined, that strong alignment towards that mission, those making meaningful connections, when your whole team is aligned on that and steering towards that same goal, and they're incented and inspired and empowered to get there, you end up with a really awesome place to work, and you end up with a team who's really inspired to go out and make those connections. And that's exactly what we are going for at Ruby. We want to have the best possible place to work. We want our teams to wake up every morning and feel inspired to come to work and to feel like they are doing more than just working, like what they are doing has purpose, has meaning. So we build that into everything that we possibly can and empower them to go out and put their own personal stamp on it. Because this really boils down to my personal belief that I feel very strongly in, that customer experience directly ties to employee experience. So if you want to be customer obsessed, you have to start by being employee obsessed. You have to treat your employees the way you want your customers to be treated. So if I were going to send you with just 3 really quick takeaways today, it would be keep your core values and your mission front and center at all times. Incent, inspire, and empower your team to go out and make connections. And remember the golden rule, employee experience equals customer experience.